So, if you're listening, I bet you know that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That, the little pull, that almost irresistible urge to do something. Just one more time.
Yeah. Just once more.
Maybe it's like refreshing an app or checking the front door lock again a third time.
Replaying some old argument in your head.
Exactly. And it feels like, well, it feels like you just lack self-control, right? Like it's some kind of weakness.
But I think if we only look at it as willpower, we really miss the bigger picture. The whole story, actually.
Okay.
The truth is you can't just reason your way out of these loops because they aren't logical, not in the way we usually think. They feel almost old.
Ancestral, even.
Ancestral.
Yeah.
Like they come from somewhere deeper than conscious thought, older than your explicit memories, maybe. There's something inside you demanding that you go back.
Go back where?
To a specific unfinished moment. And this repetition, this loop, it's the only way it knows how to talk. It's language.
Okay, so that's what we're really diving into today, isn't it?
Exactly.
We're trying to move past just bad habits and look at the psychoanalytic idea Freud called the compulsion to repeat.
Peter Homeland, yes, the compulsion to repeat.
Right, and the mission here is to understand why we keep doing the same thing over and over and maybe find the part of us that started it.
Find the brilliant, maybe terrified child who first wrote that script. Because they wrote it for a reason. Usually just to survive something.
So the compulsion isn't a sign that you're broken.
No, not at all. It's more a sign that something fundamental got disrupted. Way back. And the system, your whole psychic system, is demanding some kind of resolution.
Resolution.
Yeah. You maybe fled a situation, emotionally fled, a long time ago, because you couldn't process it. You couldn't feel what needed feeling back then.
And the loop is?
The loop is just the echo. The echo of that flight, still reverberating now.
Okay, so let's be really clear. We're not talking about, just remembering to brush your teeth. That's habit.
This is different.
This is the unconscious speaking. But in these weird loops and echoes, these rituals that after a while they start to feel absolutely necessary.
Like incantations.
Yeah. Or like these silent prayers, but you don't even know who or what you're praying to. You might check the stove 7 times. Not really because you think there's a fire today, but maybe because you're terrified of some other chaos, something from the past, unlocked, untended.
Precisely. And what's really critical to grasp here is the psychoanalytic idea of repression.
Okay.
The idea is that what gets repressed, pushed out of awareness, it doesn't just vanish. Gone.
It doesn't disappear.
No, it transforms, it changes its clothes, so to speak. It migrates into your body, maybe as tension or to your thoughts, or kind of possesses your behavior.
Possesses. That sounds intense.
Well, the symptom, the checking, the counting, the arguing, that is the return of the repressed. But it always comes back, disguised, dressed in the latest fashions of your current adult life.
Okay, let's try and make that more concrete. Say I had a parent whose silence just made me feel completely invisible as a kid, utterly unseen.
A profound experience for a child.
Right. So I might not have a clear memory of that specific terror now, but the feeling itself, that raw, deep fear of just not existing.
Yeah.
That's still in there somewhere.
It's stored, yes, absolutely. But how does it come out now in your adult life?
Yeah, how does that turn into like a compulsion?
Usually that comes out as action, not memory. You don't walk around consciously thinking, oh, I'm terrified of being abandoned like I was when I was 5.
Okay.
Instead, maybe you find yourself refreshing your email inbox every 30 seconds, waiting.
Waiting for what?
For someone, anyone to reply, to acknowledge you, to finally see you. The terror is the same core feeling. The mechanism is just different now.
Wow.
See, the child, when their small world gets shattered, maybe by a look or a word or that deafening silence you mentioned, they just couldn't process it then. It was too much.
Too overwhelming.
Totally. So they buried the raw effects, the shame, the rage, the terror, and they kind of encrypted them into these protective actions, these symbols.
So the compulsion is like, it's the psyche's bodyguard, making sure the kid never has to feel that raw terror again.
It's a preemptive defense. Exactly. A strategy.
Let's maybe look at a case, an example, to see how this defense gets built.
Let's think about Anna. A composite, of course, but based on real dynamics. Anna is highly successful, very intelligent, elegant, seems to have it all together.
Right.
But her inner life is governed by numbers. She cannot stop counting. Steps on the stairs, tiles on the floor, words people say.
Counting everything.
Everything. The numbers just fill her head like this constant, intense hum. And it's drowning something else out, something she can't name. She feels exhausted, like she's losing her mind, but she cannot stop.
But you're saying the counting isn't madness, it's a language.
It's absolutely a language. When we look into her history, her childhood, we find her mother, a mother who measured love in flawless order. Everything had to be perfect, straight lines.
Order meant safety or love.
Both, probably.
Yeah.
Order safety, order was acceptance.
Okay.
And when Anna was 5, she made a mistake. She left her shoes crooked by the door.
Okay, a normal kid thing to do.
A normal kid thing. But the mother's reaction, devastating. 3 full days of complete, utter silence.
3 days.
No touch, no eye contact, no sign that Anna even existed.
Yeah.
A complete withdrawal.
For a 5-year-old, that must feel like forever, like disappearing.
It's catastrophic. Annihilation, psychically. So Anna internalized that lesson. Mistake equals chaos. Chaos equals non-existence.
And decades later.
Decades later, her counting isn't just a quirk. It's an intense, desperate incantation. Every number is a stitch she's sewing, trying to hold the fabric of her reality together.
Wow.
It's a wall against that terrifying void of disappearance she felt when she was 5. The compulsion is the guardian. It's guarding a wound she feels she absolutely cannot touch directly.
Okay, that reframes everything. Suddenly, my compulsion isn't some personal failing. It's evidence. Evidence of the genius I had as a kid just to get through something unbearable.
Exactly, the absolute genius of survival.
So, if Anna's counting is the ghost, let's talk about the mechanics. The engine room, maybe. How the psyche actually builds these defenses. The architecture of survival.
Yes, because symptoms are never just simple malfunctions. They're incredibly complex, encoded messages. Distorted, maybe, but they are survival strategies, forged in the fire of childhood necessity.
We need to respect them, then.
We absolutely need to respect the genius of the child who built them, even as the adult suffers from them now.
Okay. So what's the first mechanism, the one we see really clearly with Anna?
That would be the defense mechanism called undoing.
Undoing.
The essence of undoing is this sort of magical belief, the unconscious belief that if you perform the ritual perfectly, the counting, the checking, the cleaning, you can somehow reverse the original trauma.
Reverse it.
Or prevent the feared catastrophe from ever happening again. The child believes deep down, if I count these steps right, Mom won't disappear again. Or if I check the lock 7 times, nothing bad can happen.
The ritual saved the child back then, in their mind.
It felt like it did. It gave a sense of control in an uncontrollable situation, but the adult gets trapped. Because stopping the ritual means facing the terrifying raw truth.
Which is?
The ritual never actually worked. The original vulnerability, the original danger or loss, it's still there underneath. Letting go of the ritual feels like letting the catastrophe happen.
So wait, my adult brain might know, logically, that checking the stove again is pointless. But the child part, the survival brain, is still running that original rescue program on this constant loop. God, that sounds exhausting.
It is utterly, profoundly exhausting. Which brings us right to the next big question. What fuels this? Where does the energy come from for this loop to just run and run, sometimes for decades?
Okay, yeah. Keeps it going. Is this where libido comes in? We should probably clarify that term because I think most people hear libido and just think sex drive.
Yes, we absolutely have to be clear. In this psychoanalytic context, libido isn't just sexual energy. It's broader. It's the fundamental life force.
Life force.
Psychic energy. The drive towards connection, towards meaning, towards life itself. That animating pulse.
Okay.
Now, when that vital energy gets blocked, maybe by a prohibition, by shame, by trauma, when your natural desire to connect or express yourself hits a brick wall.
What happens to it?
It has to go somewhere. It transforms. It can't flow outward into the world in a healthy way, so it turns inward.
Yeah.
And it attaches itself to these rituals, these symptoms.
So the energy fuels the compulsion.
It becomes the engine of the compulsion, yes.
So the energy that should be going into, I don't know, building a relationship or pursuing a passion
Exactly.
might get diverted into scrubbing the bathroom floor for hours or endlessly scrolling a newsfeed.
Precisely. Think about the man scrolling through old photos of ex-partners. It's not just nostalgia. His libido, his core desire for connection and maybe to feel seen, it's been blocked somehow from moving forward into the present.
So it circles back.
It circles back. It fixes itself on that past image where he felt wanted or seen, or the woman who cleans her house 6 hours a day. Maybe she's channeling her deep desire to be seen as inherently good, acceptable, into this endless act of purification.
Trying to scrub away some invisible stain from childhood shame.
Exactly. The symptom becomes the distorted expression of a core desire that couldn't find a healthy outlet. It's desire gone underground.
That makes so much sense. Okay, what about handling threats or things that feel like threats? That brings us to projection, right?
Yes, projection. It's a fundamental way the mind, specifically the ego, defends itself. It's basically exporting unbearable internal feelings onto the outside world.
Exporting feelings?
Yeah. If you can't tolerate your own internal rage, for example, or your own terrifying vulnerability, you might unconsciously throw that feeling outward, project it.
How does that look?
Instead of feeling, I am terrified of the chaos inside me, you might feel the world outside is dangerous.
Ah.
The stoves might be on, the door might be unlocked, danger lurks. So you check repeatedly.
So by checking the lock, I get a temporary sense of safety.
Relief, yes.
But I haven't actually dealt with the internal feeling, the rage or terror that made me feel the need to check in the first place.
Exactly. The compulsion gives you relief from the projected threat, but it locks you into believing the danger is purely external and controllable through the ritual. It keeps you from looking inward.
And this connects to transference, you mentioned.
Intimately connected. Because the loop isn't just repetition in a vacuum. It's usually a reenactment.
Reenactment?
The unconscious mind is constantly casting old emotional roles, those scripts written in childhood, onto new people and new situations in the present.
So the compulsion becomes the stage?
The compulsion is the stage, the ritual is the script, and you keep replaying that frozen scene from the past, often unconsciously hoping for a different ending this time.
An ending that never comes through the repetition itself.
Never through the repetition alone, no.
Okay, the big insight here feels really crucial. You can't just fight the loop. You can't shame it away.
Definitely not.
Because the adult mind, the rational part, it can't reason with that terrified inner child who built the defense in the first place.
This speaks a different language.
So the path forward isn't fighting, it's befriending. Befriending the mechanism, listening to what it's trying to say.
That's the heart of it. The goal isn't immediate shutdown, which can feel like tearing down the child's only fortress without understanding why it was built.
Right.
The goal is encounter, a meeting. Freud called this process Durcharbeitung. It means working through.
Working through.
It's the willingness, really, to endure the discomfort, the anxiety, the fear, the very feelings that the defense was designed to keep you from feeling. It's like a collision, in a way.
A collision between what?
Between the capable adult self and the terrified child self still living inside.
Okay, so let's go back to Anna, the counter. When she started this working through process, what actually happened when she tried to resist counting? When she just sat with the urge?
Well, we asked her just to imagine stopping, not even to actually stop yet, just to feel into the idea of stopping. She didn't rationalize, she felt it. Her body reacted first, her hands started to tremble, her breathing got shallow, and she whispered something like, I feel small.
Small.
Utterly exposed, like I'm 5 again, and if I stop counting, I won't exist.
Wow.
There's the core wound laid bare, the terror of abandonment, of non-existence, linked directly to that maternal silence. The ritual wasn't about numbers, it was about preventing herself from vanishing into that void.
So the deeper truth then is that the ritual, the counting, it was never the real problem.
No.
The absence was the problem. The absence of being seen, being held, being accepted exactly as she was, messy shoes and all.
The absence of witnessing, yes, that's often what lies beneath.
So what's the shift that happens through this working through? Does the compulsion just disappear?
Not always, and maybe not immediately. The more profound shift is often the decentering of the symptom.
Decentering?
It stops being the master, the thing that rules your entire life.
Right.
It transforms into more of a messenger.
Like a messenger.
Yeah, it becomes this signal pointing back to your history, testifying to how you survived. So you, the listener, can start to see your own compulsions, maybe not as just flaws, but as monuments, relics even.
Monuments to my own survival strategy.
Your brilliant, desperate childhood strategy to stay alive, psychically speaking, back then.
So the key feels like shifting focus, away from the action itself, the checking or counting.
And towards the feeling that the action is desperately trying to protect you from. Hashtag tag outro. You know, the compulsion to repeat often feels like a prison, like you're trapped. But I think ultimately it can be seen as an invitation.
An invitation. That's a different way to put it.
An invitation to descend, to go down into your own history, to mourn what was actually lost back then, and to finally meet the part of yourself that got left behind in that overwhelming moment.
So when that familiar urge starts up, that insistent loop begins. Instead of pouring energy into how do I stop this, We should maybe shift the question entirely.
Yes, ask the mechanism itself. Ask the part of you that starts to tremble or gets rigid. What are you protecting me from right now?
Ask the feeling.
Ask the feeling. What did I feel back then that I just wasn't allowed to feel? Or what did I lose that I wasn't allowed to mourn?
And the answer won't be in neat sentences?
Probably not. The answer isn't usually in thoughts. It's in the body. It's in the trembling. It might be in the tears that suddenly come, or just in that unbearable silence when you stay present with the fear instead of acting it out.
You are not broken. That feels like the core message.
Not broken at all.
You're just buried under layers of these defenses that were absolutely necessary at the time.
Necessary for survival.
And the compulsion, the loop, it isn't here to destroy you. It's actually the shovel. Or maybe a guide.
The shovel and the guide, maybe?
Yeah.
Leading you back home. Back to the truth of your own experience, your own history.
So the journey isn't really about stopping the behavior, is it?
Not primarily. It's about becoming ready. Ready to finally feel what you had to bury so long ago.